What's up, my antisocial humans? I'm just kidding. Y'all probably very sociable, more sociable than myself. So I'm making a video that absolutely no one requested for, but I think could be very useful when it comes to just people who own pets and that. So don't worry, there's riding in this, just not BMX riding. Um, this is basically a how-to video of how to ride with your dogs. You know, how to make your turn your dog into a trail dog, or being able to just ride a bicycle with your dog around the block or your neighborhood or wherever you are. This is that video of explanation. So I'm gonna overlay footage of like me riding with my dogs, and then every time there's like something that I'm referring to, hopefully that will happen when I go riding with my dogs in the next little bit. And then we can like, I'll just try and crop it in so you can see what I'm saying. So the first step you want to do is you need to make sure your dogs are comfortable walking on leash. That is the biggest thing. My dogs have been walking on leashes since they were like 3 months old. Even younger than that. I used to walk them like little bits in my like garden, in my old flat, to like get them used to being on a leash, being on a harness. They don't wear a harness anymore, but a harness is recommended. And once your dogs are comfortable on leashes, you can keep them as leash dogs, or you can teach them to be like off leash dogs. This is not that video. I'm not going to teach you how to teach your dog how to be off leash. There's multiple YouTube videos about that on the world. There's not many about riding bicycles with your dogs. So if your dogs are off leash dogs already, or your dogs are just pure on leash, you don't want to take the chance without them, and you got to be comfortable on a BMX bike, on a mountain bike or road bike, whatever bike you're using. You need to make sure you're comfortable enough to be able to ride with dogs pulling you forward or pulling you to a side if they're attached to your bike, stuff like that. You need to be very comfortable with riding a bike in this essence. Second step is making sure you have a lot of open space to practice. Oh, my light just died. Did it just die? My light just died. Making sure that there's enough open space to practice. I recommend going to your local park, going to your local like open trail where it's not too busy, it's quite a quiet spot, and then just take your dogs, hook them up to your bike however you want. I'll show you how I hook up to my bike in my face right now. That's how I hook up to my bike. I just wrap the ropes around the bars and the stem. Obviously, I would ride with two dogs. It's a lot harder to ride with two dogs than just one dog. Trust me, because they pull like every other direction except for straight some days. And they also like different strengths. So the one's super strong, but he's very tame, and most of the time he's off leash. And the other one's like super weak. Not super, he's very strong, but he's very like underpowered, if that makes sense. But he's an on leash dog when it comes to riding in the neighborhoods and stuff like that. So yeah, once you figure out how to do that, then slowly do short rides with them. Dogs are very susceptible to burning themselves out immediately, so do like 3 to 4 minute little rides with them, or take them around like short blocks, pedal around your house with them if you've got the house spacing to do it, or just pedal up and down the road with them a couple of times. I mean, dogs are more in shape than you think, but if they don't walk often, just slowly warm them up to it. You know, start with 1 or 200 meters and then slowly progress your way till they can just go indefinitely. Not they won't be able to go indefinitely, but till they're very comfortable running at a certain pace. And also, you need to determine your pace of riding to your dogs. If you go flat out, your dogs are going flat out. And on a downhill, it's very easy for us to do like 30, 40, 50 Ks an hour. For a dog, it's not easy for them to do 30, 40, 50 Ks an hour. So you have to stop your pace, slow yourself down, and ride with them. I like to do 10-minute intervals, not 10-minute intervals, like 10-minute bursts with them. So I'll ride for 10 minutes, especially if it's like uphills and downhills. Like uphills, you can go as hard as you want. Dogs will walk with you, no problem. Downhills, 10 minutes. Uphills, 10 minutes. Take a break with them. Carry a water bowl with you. Carry water with you. Just so that they have time to rest and recover. I mean, they're not always going to need it, but most of the time they will need it. And it does just help to keep them going well. You don't want to be an hour away from your house and your dogs are now unable to run and cramping up because you just pushed them way too hard. Because that does happen, and dogs will stop doing exactly what they're doing. Like, they will stop riding bikes with you. They'll just stop where they are and they'll lie down. My dogs don't do it as much anymore, but they used to do it. They've done it to me once, and that was my fault because I thought I took them for a short ride, and then I was like, oh, I can ride between my house and my dad's house, which was about 3 Ks. and it was just too much for them. And keep in mind, my dogs were very in shape at that stage, but they weren't as fit as they are now. Now they do like 10Ks, no problem, as long as I do regular breaks. So yeah, just make sure you do regular breaks with them and slowly build them up to doing longer rides. Don't just take them out for a 100K ride. They're not going to handle it, I promise you. Make sure you carry treats with you. Make sure you carry water with you. If your dogs are off-leash dogs and you want to ride with them off-leash in like trails and that, first of all, make sure they're very good at listening to commands, basic commands. I'm not saying they have to be like here, like right by you the whole time. Pepsi's like that for me. He's very good. He behaves with me. He sits right next to me. Is he around me? No, he's not around me. He sits next to me. He walks next to me. He rides next to me. Sometimes he'll run away, but he'll always come back. Tomato, on the other hand, is very like crazy. You'll see he just disappears. But he always listens to me. If I call him, he will come back. Sometimes I gotta call him more when he gets a sniff in that, because in nature there's a lot of animals. There's bunny rabbits, there's buck, there's porcupines, there's this, there's that, there's everything. They're gonna go crazy with smells at first, especially if they're not used to being in those environments. They're just gonna go ballistic. My dogs are used to being in that environment, and one of them goes ballistic still to this day. So just bear in mind, they need to be able to listen and come back to you. It doesn't matter how long it takes them to get back to you, as long as they can get back to you. Otherwise, you're going to lose a dog, and that just sucks. The next thing I'd say is also get them familiar with the areas you're around, around your house. So where that means walking with them so that they like just get used to your area, riding with them slower so that they can like learn to experience the area. Because sometimes what happens is, and it happens to me quite often, my dogs will go, so Tomato will go disappearing into the world, and I have no idea where he is, or I'll lose track of him because sometimes he runs sometimes next to the trail but not on the trail. So I will like kind of like he's there, and then eventually he's gone, and then I'm like, oh no, I don't know where he is. And then when I start calling him, what happens is dogs generally will backtrack themselves to where they last saw you, and if you're not there and they don't know which way you could have gone, they're just gonna run and go ballistic and they get lost. So if they know the area that they're in, generally they can follow the direction that you were going on the trail you were going, and they'll catch up to you. My dogs do it all the time, and they're very good at coming back to where I am. So just keep them familiar with everything. And then after that, just have fun with them. Take them on rides, take them around your block. Yeah, just do everything you can with your dogs. It's fun. It's lovely. The reason I taught my dogs how to ride with bikes is because I hate walking with a passion. Oh my gosh, I hate walking and hiking. I don't hate hiking. I would rather ride bicycles than walk. This is just a fact of my life that's always been constant, is I would rather ride a bicycle than do anything. So that for me is good. So if that's your kind of style of things, definitely do it. I would recommend it. It can be stressful in the start, but you get used to it. You get used to it. You guys kind of just work together until there's like a cohesive thing going on. But yeah, I hope this video was helpful in some way to some people. This is just something I do, and I thought that it'd be cool to teach on people and see if anyone out there can teach themselves to ride their dogs. If you do, tag me in a video, let me know, and let me see what you do with your dogs. Okay, but anyway, thanks for watching. Thanks for liking. Thanks for dyslexia guy. Thanks for subscribing. Catch you in the next one, which will probably be a riding video, but like a BMX riding video, not like a mountain bike riding video, or like I almost said something very inappropriate. Not like any other riding video, a BMX riding video, and hopefully I can make it entertaining. Come on. Stop. Stop. Okay, let's go. This is my favorite part, it's the command. He knows the command already. Baby, come here. Come, baby, come. Come. Water, come here. Baby, come here. Baby, come. Pepsi, come here. Yeah. Come, Pepsi, come. Come on, big boy. So if you have dogs, this is a good little skill for them to find home. You take them off and you go, go home, go. They will play, they will have fun, but they learn where home is, and generally when dogs run away. Tomato, hey, don't fucking take chances, bud. generally what happens is when dogs run away, people see them on the street, they're like, "Can I steal? Go home." So this just teaches them where to go when they say go home.